Okay, before we get started on our ab challenge, now this is a challenge, by the way. It's gonna help you stop having to cross your legs when you sneeze. It's going to help with this mom pooch down here that so many of us have, and it's gonna actually help you with your back pain. So before we get started with that, it's important to know what muscles to do because these are minor movements that you can do in your everyday life, but you have to do it during this challenge. All right, so first things first. Number one, we have to start with our pelvic floor. So your pelvic floor, it doesn't just include Kegels. Kegels are great, but your pelvic floor also includes this area back here. So your pelvic floor is actually shaped like a triangle. So there's two things that you have to do in your pelvic floor during this challenge, okay? Number one, you're gonna squeeze those muscles in. You know those muscles that stop you from peeing? Those Kegels, right? You're gonna squeeze those. And number two, you're gonna squeeze your sphincter. So imagine you're trying to drink out of a straw through your bum, okay? So you're kind of sucking in right there, and it's not squeezing your glutes, not these babies. It's your actual sphincter, okay? So you're squeezing that area. You're also squeezing as if you're stopping to pee. That's first. Number two, you're working your TVA. So your transverse abdominis, those are down below. Those aren't the muscles on the top, okay? They're the strong muscles down under. And in order to tighten those, you want to imagine it. First of all, imagine putting a corset on because a TVA is basically like a corset for your waist. So you tighten that and it's like squeezing everything else. Yes, okay? So you're going to squeeze in and hold. And while you're doing this, notice you don't see big movements. I can still talk, I can still breathe, but you're squeezing it in. So imagine you're doing your pelvis, you're doing your sphincter, you're squeezing that up, and it's like tightening or zipping up a corset. So imagine coming up this a little bit, tightening, 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 and holding it. That should be firm underneath. Even if you have some belly on top, that's okay. So that's the first thing to this challenge. Stay tuned for day one of the challenge.